I bid you fond hello, guys. Welcome to Guys, a podcast about guys. I am Brian, and my co-host here, a real goblin, Chris James. You're a goblin.
Oh, bless you, Brian.
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that.
I thought all weekend about what that was, and I was going to say tiefling because that's what I call myself, but I honestly don't know what that is. So
you don't know if it was an insult or a compliment.
It could have been like a hot woman or something.
Yeah,
I didn't want that
yeah.
to be it, you know?
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. For the listeners know that I have been pining for those days when Brian used to use something from the episode to introduce me with an insult, and I really do appreciate that. I
hate thinking about it.
Yeah, listen, it's a lot of work, man, and you work really hard as is. We don't want to put any more work on your plate.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I was complaining this week about work. And
To
I
who?
kept telling Katie.
The Katie who has a real job that she goes into and works 8 hours.
Sits at a computer for 8-9 hours a day.
Yeah.
Let's get our guest on.
I'm sure she loved that.
He's the creator of Swan Boy. We got Branson Reese. Hi, Branson.
Hey, fellas. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
I love so I'm like this. Content never stops.
Oh, yes.
Except for when you go on vacation for long periods of time and then it does stop for you.
Or if you ever just need it to, if you need a break, you can just stop.
If you just decide to not do it anymore, it's very much one of the only jobs that you can just kind of stop if you want to stop.
Nope. Content
I
never
have this
stops.
with my comics. I'll be like a day late on this schedule I've created in my head that I don't share with anyone. And I'll be like, sorry guys, this one's late. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? We don't care.
We don't know when it comes out.
Yeah.
I think that's a thing with me a lot of times. It's like I listen to like 100 podcasts. I don't know when they come out. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, it just comes out whenever. You know, and I never notice when they don't show up. And that's why I'm psychotic about making sure we're here every single week.
But we do put ours out every week. I don't think we've
never missed a week. And we've never
missed a week, I don't think. And that's because we do that obsessive recording ahead thing. So, just because everybody knows
come on,
Brian.
Chris, this recording ahead thing, we haven't been doing that for quite a while now.
And Brian's been getting really mad about it. He's like been really passive aggressive about it. He's just like, I'm just so stressed out.
I am stressed out thinking about it all the time.
Yeah,
every day, every minute.
I had to tell him. He's like, oh, I'm just so worried about it. I was like, Brian, do you realize like we've always put out an episode on Tuesday? Like there's no reason to stress. We've never missed putting an episode out, so it will always come together. But I understand you get that
I'm stressed
anxiety
about everything.
I mean,
I just got a car bill. I just got another car repair bill.
Oof.
Oh, $1,500. I thought it was gonna be $25. So
what was it for?
Oh, God. I couldn't even fucking tell you what it was for.
Oh,
Car broke down.
Oh, I feel you, brother.
Guy calls me on the phone. He's like, I got 4 things I got to recommend. And I didn't know what any of them meant. And I said, you know what?
You're like,
just
hopefully one of
do
them's
it.
a damn TV show you've been watching. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it really was. Like, he's like, and you know your differential gearbox?
oh, you're like,
I
no,
don't actually
no,
know
I-
that. But I
That's
appreciate
like when
you bringing it up.
that shit drives me. It's like when you go to like the dentist or something, and they're like, "So obviously you brush 17 hours a day, right?" It's like I'm not made of time. I don't know what you're talking about.
And you know what the thing about it is, I know what he's doing when he does that. What the mechanic's doing, because I did that when I was a cable guy. If I thought somebody seemed confrontational, I would just say a bunch of stuff that they didn't understand. So that then they'd be like, oh, they a lot of times they'll like agree with you at that point. Just because they don't want to look stupid.
Yeah, and you're using all the inside language and stuff. But I do think the mechanic, listen, they might be ripping you off, but they probably are talking about real things that are on your car. Like, that'd be a very bold move of the mechanic to just make something up entirely, knowing that you could look it up and see if it's an actual car thing.
I don't know, though, because I took my car, and this was on me for being a dumbass. I took my car to the dealership. Something was wrong with it. And they were like, oh, yeah, there's like, that's going to run you $9,000. And I was like, the car's not worth, like, what are you talking about? I'm leaving. And as I was leaving, they were like, oh, you know what? It's actually going to be closer to $2,000. And I was like, all right, so you made up $7,000. And I don't even trust the $2,000 now.
Before we get to this, I got to tell you what actually happened. Like, so I took the car to the mechanic, and the mechanic I took it to last time, Goodyear. I took it to Goodyear, and I was like, fix everything. I mean, everything. If something's broke, fix it. I'll pay whatever.
Oh my God!
Well, I didn't say I'll pay whatever.
You are such like the mechanics. Like normally we have to like rip the person off. They're not walking and saying, "Hey, can you please rip me off as hard as possible?"
I didn't ask that. That's not what I was saying. I was saying like if there's anything fucked up on this car, fix
I'll
it.
pay whatever you. Listen, I'm made of money. I'll pay whatever. I got credit cards. If I can't cover it, if I can't cover it,
I won't
up front,
ask you a single question.
I will not ask you a single question. I don't know how to use Google.
And it was essentially that because I was like, my daughter drives this car. I want the whole thing fixed.
Sure.
I want everything fixed.
And this is the car that just broke down on the.
Well, and I took it to the Firestone, which is directly across the street from the Goodyear.
So these are competitors.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was like, yeah, I took it over to Goodyear recently.
Goodyear.
Told him Goodyear. I took it over to Goodyear. Told him fix everything.
Yeah.
And they said they did. And the guy goes, oh.
Oh, there's your first mistake walking it. Like they got one of those classic like TV show rivalries, you know, like oh that's
they do.
We call him
like,
bad here.
He's like, I'm gonna tell you one thing. This episode was almost Car Guys because of this. He goes, I'm gonna tell you one thing. This guy from over there comes across the street one time. He asked me for a 21 millimeter wrench.
Okay, that's funny.
That's a
And
huge
so I
faux
stood
pas
there.
in the car.
He
guy
got
community.
nothing. He got zero from me because I was like, they don't have wrenches over there? They need a wrench? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
is
he
that a
was like,
preposterous wrench to need?
What is the joke there? Is that the wrench doesn't exist? What?
Yes, like 2 minutes later, he's like, oh, by the way, that 21 millimeter, those don't even exist. And I'm like,
Okay.
ha-ha.
So this guy doesn't know the first thing about wrenches or cars or whatever. I do kind of like that, like that you found yourself in the middle of this rivalry
They
between
do
these
too.
two. Yeah,
They're stupid. So this week on, guys, we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, a game I have played once.
Nice.
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons. Is there a game called Dungeon Master?
No.
There might be.
I think there
Dungeon
is.
Master is like the role that.
Oh, okay.
one guy
Maybe it's not
has
called
in
that.
Dungeons
Maybe
and
it's called
Dragons.
something else. Just I remember on the Go Off Kings stream, we played a game where Greg, like a friend, an online
That's
friend.
Dungeons and Dragons, I think.
It wasn't Dungeons and Dragons. I guarantee it wasn't. It was a different game, but it was like a similar role playing game. It was a similar type thing.
Chris was
yeah.
accidentally the dungeon master in a game. He was like,
No,
Yeah,
he's
that's
like,
like-
what game are we playing?
No, the Dungeon Master, I understand. That's what Greg was. He's like the one who's making all the rules, who knows everything, and you can just kind of play along. But anyways, I guess I could look it up, but yeah, I played a different similar type game, but I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, only ever heard about it in like popular culture.
I played it when we did Street Fight. We did a thing where we played it on a stream, and let me tell you something. My character, I think I was really bad to play Dungeons and Dragons with, because every time we encountered somebody, I said, let's try to kill him. And
Oh,
then
that's a way to do it. That's
a strategy. Thanks, Branson. Run into a guy and kill. Let's kill him. Actually.
I mean, okay, so in your defense, the whole game is like you spend this time, it's like you're creating a character. It's like, here's your sword, here's your spells. All of these things are to hurt or maim or do damage.
Yeah.
And then you meet a guy, and if he's like 1% annoying, it's like, all right, fuck it. This guy's gonna die, you know?
Yeah. If I was in that world, I'd kill him. Like, I always think about that when I watch like The Walking Dead or whatever like that, where they're like, oh, we'll trust this guy for a few minutes. And then he fucks him over. I'm like, they should have just fucking killed the guy as soon as they met him. Like,
And it's also
immediately.
so many times you're playing with your buddy. You know what I mean? It's like your buddy is the guy who's DMing, and it's like, I know for a fact you don't know what kind of infrastructure it takes to support like a competent police force in this world. I'm just gonna start killing. You don't know how to stop me.
Yeah.
It did seem like it did. Like, I think at first it was like, let's battle this thing. And it was just like every time we went somewhere, there was some thing there, and we had to battle the thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are we even talking about it? Let's just go in there and fucking kill it.
But
then
I think
my
you're
character
talking about
died
it.
really fast.
You're talking about it because that's like part of the game and what makes it kind of interesting.
Right. I don't want to talk to it. I want to kill it.
It's like First Blood. It's like they made a monster, you know? Like, oh, wow, so it's my fault now that I want to kill everything?
Yeah. Now, Branson, I take it from this that you have played Dungeons and Dragons.
I have. I not only have I played it, I used to DM on an actual play podcast where we would play Dungeons and Dragons. It's still running. I'm just not DMing on it anymore. Rude Tales of Magic. I like it. I think it's a fun game, although I don't totally know the rules of it.
Me neither, dude.
So it's one of those kind of games where it's like you can play for a really long time and it's still somewhat confusing.
It's very similar to like when I learned how to play guitar, where it's like if you know like 3 things, you can sort of just be done for the rest of your life.
And Branson, I've said that about guitar my whole life. I told that to my guitar instructor, and he disagreed with me. So
they'll push back.
Well, yeah, because that's their livelihood.
I said, sir, teach me Pantera, and then I'll rearrange those sounds and make my own Pantera.
That's an amazing thing to learn. The first thing you learn on guitar to be Pantera.
That's what I wanted to learn.
I want to jump right into that.
Just the riffs. I wasn't asking to do the solos. I just wanted to learn the cool riffs. And then I thought like, oh, you learn the riff, rearrange the sounds a little bit, boom, you got a different riff. But that's
I think that is functionally how like songwriting does sort of work.
Yeah.
This guy goes, these people are, I'm going to tell you one thing about Dungeons and Dragons, guys. They're very, very long-winded. So we'll have a few very long-winded posts. Okay. They are windbags. And also, a lot of them are very antisocial people, which is weird because they're playing a game together.
But they're playing
with
it like
other people.
Do you play it? You could play it online though, right? Where you're not actually.
But a lot of them play in person. Like a lot of them build these maps and stuff. They all set up, and they got like a whole thing going.
But I can kind of see it because it's like almost like an escape from reality, right? Where it's almost like, hey, like we're living in this world. Like I feel more comfortable in my Dungeons and Dragons world, where I don't feel as comfortable just like going out and hanging out or whatever.
Well, so much of it is designed for, people don't like when I say this, but it is designed for like 11-year-olds with a lot of free time on the weekend. Yeah. And so many of the rules are like, all right, so when your friend's being an asshole, this is the rule for the, it's like to account for extreme antisocial behavior. And it's, if you just are playing with like kind-hearted people, you can't ignore, I'd say a good 70% of the rules would are just like, all right, when your friend's being mean, this is the rule that says you're not allowed to be mean.
Well, now this is the first post I found that said, oh, I've struck gold. This guy goes, I had to cancel yet another campaign. This is from r/D&D. I just started a new campaign, 3 players. One of them I've known for a long time. The other 2 were new people my friend knew. On session 2, one of them decided to arrive almost 45 minutes late. No message letting us know he just arrived late. And he said, what time are we supposed to start? I love guys like that. Now that's a guy. That is the worst kind of guy that exists.
Not even an apology, not even an acknowledgement. Just like, oh shit, what time are we supposed to start?
Interesting.
On top of that, he barely knew his character or the basic rules for that extent. Same session, the other new guy arrives high as a kite. Barely able to talk.
Well, that seems reasonable to me. And listen, I'm straight edge now and I'm very proud of it, but that seems reasonable to me to get all fucked up before you play like a fantasy game. I don't know.
I do think barely able to talk is like, you maybe stay home.
Yeah, this guy's problematic. He goes, barely able to talk. I wish I was exaggerating. And he was drooling. Literally drooling.
No, he wasn't. I'm sorry. No, he wasn't.
He was true. Brought your friend over. He is so high and he's drooling all over everything.
Well, he goes absent half the time, no wonder, and making racist jokes. At some point, he said Kenitra, a town name, see picture attached, sounded like the N-word. Yes, he's American. So I called it off.
Wait, what?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Are there countries where that's just like cool to say?
Well, no, I think that there's countries where maybe it's not as
I think what he's saying
as it is here.
I think, know what I mean? Or maybe it's like a comment on Americans being racist, possibly.
I like just think it's saying that like Americans and European people, I think, understand that word is dark in a way that maybe countries where there are less.
Yeah, gotcha.
Black maybe they don't think it's as big of a deal. It's like the people make goofs about the Holocaust and like some places, and it's like, well, and like Mexico, there's a wrestler named Holocausto.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's rough.
That's not a good. That's not a great gimmick.
No.
I feel like this. I was gonna be like, oh come on, like try to get on this guy, but I feel like he is right to call this campaign
No, you
off.
can't do
Yeah.
this. So he goes,
No, I feel like this guy showed up stoned, drooling, and racist. I think you can be like, I'm gonna try to look for different people to play with.
It's like the pyramid. It's like you can pick two of those, but if it's all
you could
three,
be, you can be stoned and racist, or stoned and drooling, or drooling and racist.
this first person just goes, I'd absolutely be rethinking my friendship after this. Not sure why OP isn't. And it's like, well, the guy that brought the other people, maybe he didn't know they were racist droolers.
Yeah, maybe he knows them through something where they haven't had enough. But then, yeah, maybe they've like met in a different situation where the guy had no opportunity to drool, no opportunity to be racist, and it's like now he comes
white knuckling.
Yeah, and it feels like. Yeah, that you got to give him maybe a little bit, but I would definitely talk to my friend. I would be like, hey man, are you like. You like that guy? You think that guy's like a cool guy?
Is that guy a friend of yours?
Yeah, that
For
guy's
real?
like close
met
to
him?
you. Like he would come to your birthday, or what are we talking about here?
Yeah. And then this guy goes, it's possible to become and remain friends with one person even if you dislike their other friends. The idea that all friendship groups must be collectively and mutually compatible, and therefore, if one group conflicts with another, then the mutual friend must be abandoned, is fallacious. It is actually a geek social fallacy in the pejorative.
Oh my god!
So this is the entropy of all Dungeons and Dragons conversation. It's like, so what's going on with friendship?
Yeah.
What is that? Do you guys have those? What's going on?
Yeah.
Is that a scam?
How do you navigate that? Like knowing somebody and having a relationship with them? Yeah, I mean, this person is talking in a pretty annoying way.
Oh, he's a geek. Geek social fallacy.
Yeah.
In the pejorative.
Yeah.
Taking an all or nothing approach to friendship groups is fairly toxic and leads to the kind of drama and conflict that should have been left in high school. Of course, there are exceptions. Fascist table, for example. So apparently if a fascist comes to your table, you got to get out. Where a person's willingness to engage with a group so far away from the first group leads to questions about the kinds of values the mutual friend holds. And then this guy goes, there's a huge difference between I just don't get along well with my friend's friends, so I don't like them anymore, and my friend invited two people who are incredibly disrespectful of my time, actively on drugs and or racist to my D&D session that I spent a huge amount of time on. This is making me reconsider the friendship. As best case, they're terrible judge of character, stupid, and didn't put any thought into inviting random strangers to something I've spent this time on.
I agree with this. I have to say that, like, I would reconsider a friendship if somebody was like, hey man, you got to meet my buddy. And then the buddy shows up and it's just like, hey man, you know who I hate? And then it was just like a big time racist guy. I would be like, why are you friends with that guy?
Sure.
You know, like,
well,
yeah.
Can I say
It also
this?
sounds like this guy already made up his mind that he doesn't want to be friends with him anymore. And it's like, Reddit, that was cool, right?
Yeah. Well, and I'd like to introduce you to my good friend Porno Sean, who loves porno and is probably racist.
But he's not your current friend.
No.
Right? And
no.
back then, dare I say, I don't want to pass any judgments on the young Queeber in high school, but I think the young Queeber was much more accepting of racist people.
I had some problematic beliefs, I believe.
Yeah, and I would say that, like,
actually, I'll say this. And this is going to make me sound like a dork or whatever. I went to a Korn concert once in Cleveland.
yeah, that does make you sound like a dork.
That's the cool part.
Oh, okay.
Oh God, brace for impact.
And somebody handed me an anti-racist action sticker.
Okay.
I was like, this is like the coolest thing I've ever seen, and I stuck it on a mirror in my bedroom. So
Yeah, no, I know.
Queeber was not racist.
I know that you weren't racist.
Technically, was not knowingly racist.
Not knowingly racist. I think we've talked about
Yeah.
this before. I think the same thing for me, where it's just like I was completely ignorant as to like the like what what words meant or like the importance of them or anything like that. So I was definitely much more flippant with my language and probably like was pretty dumb about certain things. I just think that you would never stop being friends with someone because they were racist
Not
at that
back then,
age.
no.
Not
No,
back
I
then,
knew
but
guys,
now you would.
I would sit down and talk. Oh, yeah. I would sit down. There was this guy, Brandon, that I hated, by the way. Hated his fucking guts.
Why did you hate him?
I don't know, but one of my favorite things we ever did to him is he could climb the pole, the light pole.
Okay.
Right? Like a monkey.
Yeah.
And we'd be like, climb the pole, Brandon. And he'd climb up there and be hanging from it. And we'd start throwing rocks at him. When he got up there, that was fun.
You know what? Fuck this guy. I'm on your side. This guy sucks.
Well, he was racist.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Now I feel vindicated.
I know. It feels good, doesn't it? Now
Yeah.
I know that this guy, he's a huge loser. He might be dead for all I know.
Let's
All
hope.
right. All right.
Like stuck up a pole somewhere, just a skeleton, like a grim flag.
It's so funny when a guy's like, check out what I can do, and then you just use it to bully him.
Yeah.
The guy was so excited to bring it to the group.
And it is pretty cool to be able to climb up a pole like that, I gotta say.
I'll be honest, it is kind of cool because it didn't have like the ladder things on it. He was like hugged around it, just climbing up the fucking pole.
It's pretty impressive, like impressive
Yeah.
upper body strength for sure.
That
Well-
does remind me of being that age at a party. A guy was like, check this out. And he did a backflip. And with no hesitation, we all started making fun of him for not being able to do a front flip.
We did that. We saw a thing one time where a guy kicked his leg out this way and it came back and he did a flip and landed on his back.
Okay.
Front flip and landed on his back.
That's
We're
like how
"That's
Goofy
funny."
does a flip.
Yeah, we were like, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen. So this friend of ours tried it, landed right on top of his head, like exactly on top of his head, and knocked him out. That was funny.
Yeah,
But anyway,
that's a crazy thing to think you can just do without practicing or training.
So this guy goes, also, if you're interested in fallacies, look into the fallacy. Just because something's the result of fallacious reasoning doesn't mean that it's untrue. Not that this example even falls into the geek social fallacy.
I'm not going to be looking into the fallacy.
You should look into the fallacy. You know what I mean? This guy goes, let's go to a different one here. Let's go to, has anyone else had a player try to do something so stupid or annoying for the pure sake of ruining the game for laughs that you've straight out refused? This is a Dungeon Master question. This is a guy who has a troll in his group, apparently.
Like
Dear.
Like is a troll a part of the, or you mean
Not
like a
that
troll?
kind
like
of
in,
troll,
okay,
Chris.
like a troll in the like online sense or whatever,
Yeah.
or just okay.
This guy goes, I had a player refuse to engage with the story. My character goes to their room and takes a nap, kind of thing. Just moved on without them. They got mad. I wasn't including them. And I seriously asked them, who wants to hear a story about a dwarf who took a nap and did nothing else? The narrative of the game occurs when there is action. Sorry.
So this is annoying. So okay, so you're
I
telling
like the guy
stories
that
as
says,
part
I
of
want
the,
to take a nap.
I mean, I guess I don't understand the game well enough to like see. Like I'm starting to sort of understand it. Like you are sort of like telling a story or whatever. Like my character did this in this situation.
Yeah. You have a character, you build it, you stat them out, and then the dungeon master gives you scenarios. It's like,
Gotcha.
all right, there's a dragon horde. You've got to get the gold or whatever from it.
I see.
And I think the coolest way to be it, and the reason it becomes annoying to people is because other people play the game. Like the reason I think it is easy to get annoying people is because the other people playing the game can be annoying and bother you. You know what I mean? Like they get to say whatever they want in response to whatever the dungeon master says. So it's not as though there's like there's 5 choices or something, 4 choices or something. It is literally like anything. So the guy's like, hey, we're all going on an adventure to fight some big fucking goblin or something. That's the only thing I know is goblins. We're going on an adventure to fight some big fucking goblin. And you're like, oh, my character's going to go take a nap so that he doesn't die in the battle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but and also it's just like they said, who wants to hear a story? Like it's just boring.
Come on, let's play the game.
This makes me think that you really do need to have like good people to play with. That like that you like really like share a sense of humor, share a sort of like you have like shared. You have to have your type of people because this could be the most fucking annoying game to play in the whole world if it's like. This fucking annoying guy is constantly telling the worst stories over and over again.
Yeah.
And the rules are intense. There's a lot of rules, but they're also like sort of soft enough that it would be like if you were playing chess with somebody and they were like, oh yeah, I don't move this round. My knight writes a letter home. Like,
yes,
I'm trying to play a game here.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, the rook in this one was like, I decided not to kill anybody.
The
I
rook
decided
now-
to
the-
move a different way.
The rook is now like a knight or whatever. Yeah.
It also provides a avenue for guys to say, my character wouldn't do that. And I think that seems like the main problem for dungeon masters. That's like the scourge of the dungeon master, right? Is that like they come up with these ideas. They got this whole game set up. They're like, this is the consequence to your action. And the guy's like, oh, my character wouldn't do that.
Well, there's this whole community of like little stinkers in that world who like really get off on the idea of like, my friend who put 3 hours of unpaid time into planning this campaign, he's going to hate when I ruin his little plans in a way that won't amuse me or anyone. It's like, yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
It's like this podcast we do on Chris's Patreon every week.
Yeah, we do a podcast called The Writer's Room where that is essentially the premise of the entire show is that I have a plan for the writers every week. It's with Jesse and Stefan and Brian and Chef Kevin and DB. And we... Pecker Liquor. He goes by Pecker Liquor on that show. But I'm like, hey, I got this good, well thought out idea that I've put time into, and then they ruin it completely. Yes. And it's like, it's okay for comedic purposes to listen to. Yeah. But I can't imagine that putting all that time into it and just having a person come in and be like, yeah, I'm going to make everything worse for everybody.
Yep.
It's exactly. It's just a like, look at me. Aren't I cute? Kind of energy that and it's like that, even that, it's like, well, the agreement with everyone is like, we're gonna fuck with him, right? You know, it's like, that sounds like that's part of the fun of it. It's like, this is just someone wreaking havoc out of boredom.
This one, he goes, don't be afraid to tell people no, or just let them do the stupid thing they want to do to you, and without any remorse or humor, turn around and give them exactly what they deserve. And now this is where they're long-winded. I want to read this as a good example of long-winded Dungeons and Dragons guys. So this is going to take a second, but it is so long-winded. It's insane. He goes, had a player once who was playing a Dhampir rogue and playing him very much like a brooding asshole. The asshole went into a magic item shop, asked like 2 questions, threatened the shopkeep, and as I said, hey man, this is a dwarven city with very powerful guards. You probably shouldn't disrespect rather the first person you see. He did it anyway, and when 2 armed guards placed their hands on his shoulders and tell him he's going to spend the night in the stocks, he laughed and attacked one of them. Roughly a level 10 fighter and a paladin were the guards, both in full enchanted plate. His attack missed, and they knocked him unconscious in one attack. His character spent the next 20 or so minutes in the stocks, while the other players continued to move the plot along. When he was let out, I gave him a disadvantage on all skill check until he long rested due to being in the stocks for a whole night, unable to sleep. First thing he did was go to the magic shop and apologize to the shopkeep. He said he'd had a migraine that day. Before.
Fucking game.
And he did. It is a game. He said he had a migraine the day before and didn't mean to be such a dick. Then the shopkeep gave him a small discount for apologizing, and the player never role-played like an unhinged dickhead again. He quickly realized that he could not, in fact, do whatever he wanted without consequence. Sometimes that's all it takes to correct shitty behavior.
So this guy flexed a little dungeon master power to say like, hey, I have power, I have certain godlike powers in this, and I can actually make your experience a lot worse.
I can make this game suck for you. Let's fucking go at. I like that. I kind of like that dynamic at the table. If everybody, so like, let's say everybody's playing right, and then there's one guy that's like, I'm gonna piss this dungeon master off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that seems okay because it does feel almost, when I played it, I got the vibe that I wasn't playing against the other players. I was playing against the dungeon master. And that's because I'm a prick and I'm trying to ruin the game or whatever.
You were the guy we're talking, like you were that guy.
Let's kill the guy. Let's kill the guy. And everybody's like, wait. Let's try not to kill this person right now.
But you were doing it on a podcast, right?
I was, yes.
So you were doing it like you were trying. That's completely different, I feel like.
Yeah. This guy goes, not since I made it out of high school. And the guy replies and goes, I was thinking no because my players aren't 12. Your phraseology is rather less insulting. I admire your tact.
God, that fucking like Algonquin Round Table.
Algonquin Round Table.
Oh, Branson.
Sorry, Branson.
Somebody listens.
Somebody's a fan of Dennis Miller. Sorry, that really hit me hard. He says Algonquin Roundtable in one of the fucking videos we watched of his, and I always think about Algonquin Roundtable. Yeah, like I do love the way they talk as well, though. It really does, like it's
like a summit. Like, yes,
yeah.
You brought a wonderful story. Might I entreat help?
They talk like the character, and you're like, you don't have to do that. Yeah, you can talk like a normal guy. You're a normal guy.
I think they do have to do that, though. I actually think there's something deep inside them compels them.
Yeah, they're on the forum too, so I think they're probably in character a little bit here, right? When they're discussing these things. But I just wonder, I'm interested, Branson, because you've been a dungeon master, you said before. Have you had to deal with people, like, how is that a good way to deal with people like this? To say, like, I'm going to put them in a long sleep or a long rest or whatever?
So I do it usually in the context of like a show for public consumption. So like, no, that would be really boring if I did,
see.
It's like usually I just have the guards be like, fuck you, and like they'll have like a confrontation. But anytime I hear like a DM sort of bragging about like, this is how I put the players in their place, it's like, it's not impressive, man. Like you have access to like infinite power, as it's like, you can just have like a dragon show up and scorch them at any moment. It doesn't, I don't think it's cool that you like wield that.
It's funny you say that, Branson. This guy goes, yep, also booted him from the table. I also once let the player do the stupid thing, and their individual player got executed on the spot. Followed by the, if you want to continue playing, make better choices with your next character chat.
Oh, talking to them like a real little child.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That always goes over really well.
So guys love that. Actually, guys love that. And by the way, this guy says something that I want to, because this is important. It's very important. We in the context that we've played this game, you're right. It was for a podcast for public consumption. Yeah. We were doing it as a bit of content. That I think is a lot easier than doing it for fun, because a lot of what we're going to read later is like, man, people have trouble getting people to show up every week. People have trouble finding like enough people at the table to play the game. You know what I mean? Like, it's very hard to get, because these games, I was reading somewhere, like, we just finished a campaign that took 4 years.
Oh yeah. That's not even like unusual. There's campaigns that run like decades.
So what do you and how many hours are we talking? Like how often are they?
There's
they're
no
getting together
number but usually like a session can last anywhere from like 2 to like 6 hours, just based on what everyone's like down to do. And it just, it can snowball. It's just like, all right, you went in this like hallway I didn't expect you to go down. You start inventing stuff, and then before you know it, it's like 3 years later.
Yeah. So it's like, imagine trying to get a group of 6 or 8 people, or 5, 6 people to show up every week to play, like, let's just say a 2.5 hour game.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
As adults, it's so hard to do something like that as an adult, because adults have things to fucking do. They have kids.
That's why I say it is sort of like designed for like 13-year-olds, because the game sort of assumes you've got like a full Saturday open, or like your whole summer with no real responsibilities, which is fine, but I have a job, I can't just do that.
Yeah.
This guy goes, in the 80s, we had a group where one guy would get exceptionally pissy and basically throw a tantrum when he didn't get his way. He'd do shit like attack the town guard or even party members until the DM had no choice but to kill him off. This guy replies and goes, I got one of those players. This one attempted to rob wine from an old lady. Now, that's a Brian move.
That's a Brian move. That's Brian in high school. He's
like,
what's wrong with that?
That's
what's
Brian
wrong with
in Dungeons and Dragons.
That's Brian in high school. That's him and his violence gang in high school. Fucking waiting for the oldest, smallest lady to come out of the liquor store.
Now, we can't see, but we can see on the screen behind Brian. There's a huge bottle of wine that says "Property of an Old Lady."
Property of Gertrude.
He goes and threw a tantrum with her archmage nephew I mentioned earlier, threatened to kill him. The party was level 2. Let's just say this player was drained of all their money.
Well, let's just say that.
Let's just say.
I love let's just say.
That gentleman had no money to spend at the local. I feel like if you kill off a character, are they gone from the table? They're dead. They can't come.
Pretty much. There's like resurrection spells and stuff. Like characters can come back. You can journey to whatever realm they're in and like retrieve their souls. Like the worst die.
So I could imagine there's like maybe some conversations character killed off, and like there's some conversations behind the scenes, like sending some messages like, hey man, like I'm really sorry, like could we potentially go to a different realm, and like can we find a way to have me come back or whatever.
Yeah I mean, I'd say you usually know if your character gets killed off and it's like, okay, now it's the search for Spock. We're going to bring him back, or if they're killed off and it's like, yeah, man, take the note, get out of this table,
Yeah.
So here's a problem that shows up every once in a while with certain dungeon masters. I have a campaign that I'm going to be running, and I'm building the world right now semi-collaboratively with my players. That being said, I'm really the one making the world, and I had an idea that I can't get out of my head. What if I put erotic elements in the world that are just...
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
Now,
always yes.
Now I'm listening.
You have no idea how many times this gets asked.
Yeah, like, what if I could get horny while I play?
I mean, I was thinking about it, right? Because we'll read some comments on another, or I read some comments on a thing. There is an erotic third-party Dungeons and Dragons book that's very famous that people play.
And
is there?
Yeah, I hope I took the screenshot. I probably didn't.
If you were doing it like there would be erotic elements, it's all fantasy, right? But then, I don't know, that'd be dangerous to me. We're talking about like people who maybe aren't super social and aren't spending a lot of time with people, and now you're putting really horny elements into it and getting them really horny or whatever.
You know how the best part of being horny is being around all your boys?
Yeah, that's why it seems like a bad idea. Maybe if you're playing online, I guess, then you can, you could get horny, but that seems a bit weird to me as well. Like just the idea that somebody who I'm playing with in the campaign might be like J-O-ing or whatever.
Or even just rubbing their little pee-pee.
Or just rubbing or whatever, getting horned up. It just doesn't seem to me, and I don't know, but like it doesn't seem like the time and place for that.
Well, it's the same. It's like, there's some tables like, oh, we all want to fuck around and be silly. So that's, like that guy wanting to take a nap would not be out of place. So that it's fine. I'm sure there's some tables where it's like, all right, we're all wearing leather wrist braces and, have like a Burning Man vibe to us. Like, I'm sure that would be fine at those tables, but get me away from that.
Well, this guy, this guy's even weirder than what, because he goes, what if I put erotic elements in the world that are just very well hidden? Ideally stuff the party wouldn't likely to be encountering.
Just jack off. What do you want?
So you want to just be kind of horny knowing that stuff's there?
I think that's the
it's
point.
Not even a part of the game.
I mean, they're not going to run into it. But.
Honest answer is no harm, no foul. I guess if that's like the way you want to be a little like, that's how you want to get off. If it's not hurting anyone,
accidentally walks down one hallway and there's two people 69ing.
But even in that case, it's like you're the DM in the moment. You can just lie. If you like put people, it's like, guys, I'm sorry, I had no choice. I had to describe the act of 69ing.
Yeah, it feels like this is a kink thing for him, definitely, where he's just kind of like, hey, I'm going to know, like they go in this area or they go to this part of town or whatever. And I know that right next door, there's some crazy shit going on, but it's never going to come up. I'm never going to bring it up, but I'm going to put it in there. That's the only, like, I don't really know how to read this.
They go to the inn. They go to the inn, and then in the room next to the main characters, he's got it written down. He's like, oh, there's all kinds of sex going off in that room.
Everybody's doing all kind of stuff. Yeah. What? That doesn't make sense to me because, like you said, you're in control of everything. So what does that mean to put things in that no one's going to find?
Yeah, is there more written? Did we start riffing too early? Okay.
No, but there is. He does come back So the first guy goes, just don't, man.
Did we start riffing too early, Branson? The answer to that is always yes on this
100% every time.
100%. I always interject too early.
He goes, just don't, man. Don't make it weird. You're building the world to have fun with other players. No shit. That's why I'm trying to put some horny stuff in there.
This is how I have a good time.
I'm trying to have fun.
I'm sorry, is 69ing not fun anymore?
Oh, excuse me. Is 69ing the number one sex move for all people is not considered fun now?
It's so easy to do and comfortable. And
it's we've talked about it on the podcast, and when you're younger, you always like think, oh man, when I get older, I'm going to be doing so many 69s.
You have to really confront the fact that not everyone's the same height.
Oh, it's just it's not the number one sex move, but when I was younger, I was like convinced like that's what you're trying.
I thought I was going to be doing 69 more than missionary.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be more than sex. Yeah,
I thought I'd be doing it right now. On this call.
He goes, and then he goes, your kinks are yours and yours alone, and no one hasn't explicitly asked to know them, needs to know about them. Then another guy goes, why? And OP comes back. He goes, I love that.
Why?
Not sure. Just seems like an interesting idea.
You know what? I'm not really in touch with all of my sexuality and my sexual preferences. I'm not really sure why I like this. I just know it makes me feel good down there.
Because I gotta say, I'm fundamentally on the side of this DM who's not actually making any of his players uncomfortable, not in touch with what's going on under the hood, and it's just like charging forward. Yeah, hell yeah, man.
He just is imagining what's happening.
I'm not sure what's going on here at all. But
that might as well be like, hey, like Dungeons and Dragons community, is it okay if I think about sex?
Yes. Currently, you're not at the king. You're not at the castle, but just to let you know, the king is getting a blowjob right now.
Yeah, but he's saying he's not even going to say that.
I know.
Like he's
but
not
in his mind, he's like, oh,
he
you don't know
knows
what's going on with the king.
But you're so right, Branson. That's essentially he's just asking if it's okay if he thinks about sex while he's playing the game.
Which it's not.
I think there's like a real chance this is like an 11-year-old like Christian.
Christian.
Yeah, you know?
It does feel it honestly feels like a young, very horny person.
Yeah.
At the point where you just can't harness that energy. Because there is a point from your teens to like your mid-20s where you're like, I can't even harness this thing, man. I gotta go jack off.
When he says I'm not sure, that kind of that's a big tell right there, where he's just like, where they're like, why? And he's like, I don't even really know yet, man.
I'm fucking unreasonable right now.
I gotta say,
I can't help it.
I thought the guy saying why was replying to the guy who's like, hey, your quirks and kinks are your own. Just like keep them away from the table. I thought that guy was saying why.
Why? Why not share
Because
them?
when I'm world building myself, I generally have elements like that in it, but I'm playing with a group of players who probably wouldn't appreciate it, hence the hidden part. It's really just for myself, honestly, which I realize is weird.
Hey, fair enough. Honestly, like you say, not hurting anyone, realizes that there's something that he doesn't quite understand about it, but he's not bringing it up to everyone else, which would be the more uncomfortable thing, I think, to be like, you're doing it with all these people and then you're constantly you're constantly injecting sexual things in there for them.
This guy goes, unless you guys are super close and like jorking it together, he spelled jorking, I'd suggest not adding any erotic elements. I'll just get super awkward when they come across the gnomish sex pit. Because it's funny. He's being
That's funny.
And then finally, this guy goes, I always wanted to put up pinup magazines a la Dragon Ball around the world. The main model would be either a mystery or a well-endowed NPC. And I got to say this about women in Dungeons and Dragons, because you go to the thing and you can scroll through and look at the character designs they've made. Sure. A lot of them are very well endowed.
They do tend to not skip that part of it.
They tend to really spend a lot of time making the big titties.
So they spend a lot of time on the titties, much like my co-host, who famously, Branson, did you know that?
No.
He when he was younger, he used to suck on titties for 3 hours.
Nice.
In a sexual way. Thank you.
I don't have a single problem.
with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Was she like doing other stuff at the time?
She was trying her hardest, but he was just like, nope, this is what we're doing. And Branson, I know it's not a big deal. It's something that it's kind of become like a thing on the show where I tell everybody about that when they come on the show.
It was a normal thing.
The closer you are, like in like intimate or like emotional proximity to somebody, the funnier it becomes that they've done that.
Well, it was like a thing where it was like I was shy.
Sure.
Yeah, this guy let's go to Trustpilot. Wizards of the Coast is the company that makes Dungeons and Dragons, yes. I believe.
It is.
What when you say makes, what does that mean?
They make the books and stuff.
They publish the rule books. They come up with the stats for the characters.
Gotcha. Which, by the way, a lot of that's gone woke.
But there's not
right now.
There's not a lot. But there's not like a board and stuff like that.
No.
No, so in 4th edition, it was like a physical, like a Warhammer sort of style game.
Warhammer. We call it Warmhammer on this show.
Sorry, guys, Warmhammer. Sorry, I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached to the neck. And that was like more, and it was like, you have to maneuver around in space. It's much more like a theater of the mind, they call it now in 5th edition.
But like Howard Stern.
Very much. It's like, you got to imagine them writing the Sibian when you play D&D
and
now.
You could put that in if you wanted. If you're the dungeon master, you could say
we don't do that.
Or you could not tell the players. It's just like the Sibian riot is occurring.
They don't even realize
the
right now
the Motor Bunny.
we're a Motor Bunny podcast.
We only acknowledge the Motor Bunny. Sibian is like kind of crappy.
Yeah,
I know. The Sibian is just not as good as there's more options on the Motor Bunny.
The Motor Bunny is we have a couple of sex couple called Tom and Bunny that do sex club tours that we watch a lot, and they endorse the Motor Bunny. And the thing that I love about the Motor Bunny that's different from the Sibian is the Motor Bunny sounds like a very large ride-on lawnmower. It's about the loudest thing that you've ever heard, so you really know what's going on. And
it comes with a travel bag.
Yeah,
which is nice.
That is nice. And you guys are talking about the deep cuts. I'm the Jay Leno of this world. I'm speaking to middle America. The casuals.
This guy goes, the customer service is appalling. 1 star. Customer service appalling. They'll make you wait 2 hours in queues for product and never actually get the product to you. But all those blue tickers on Instagram manage to get their grubby little mitts on product, no problem.
Well, yeah, they have they have a deal with them probably, right? Yeah.
Which I would love a deal.
Yeah,
I had a deal with Magic Spoon. Chris wouldn't let me do it.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He had an unofficial one where it was just the worst cereal. Deal. It's the worst cereal in the world. Everyone told me it tastes so disgusting. It will make you vomit. And Brian's just would always talk about it. It's like a protein cereal. They sent me a free
spoon.
Yeah,
that sounds like a deal.
Thank you.
It sounds like the lowest tier of a deal, but
we don't do ads on our podcast. We have no ads on our podcast. We're anti-advertising, and then Brian decided to break that for free to hawk the worst cereal in the history of the world.
I got a spoon. He goes, massive ick. Shouldn't have to waste so much time and money just to play a game I enjoy. There's plenty of other games, so I'll just go find another hobby. I like that.
That's
part.
That might as well just
go home.
I'm going to find another hobby is honestly the worst case scenario for something like this.
Yeah.
Not for the company, for the person.
Yeah.
Because you've obviously found the thing that you like.
It's also fundamentally 0% true. They are not going to find another hobby.
No possible way. I can see myself making that threat, and it's like, that threat's not going through.
Yeah, Brian's going to continue watching wrestling and doing Lego forever.
I will continue watching wrestling no matter how bad it gets.
Yeah. And you discussed it. The last AEW was pretty bad.
I didn't say that at all.
You said you were pretty unimpressed with a lot of elements.
I said I did like one match.
Yeah. And what happened in it for everybody listening?
Too many jokes.
Orange Cassidy pulled out an orange and gave it to everybody.
Orange slices, a bag of orange slices.
A bag of orange slices, everyone. My most hated wrestler, Orange Cassidy, a.k.a. Pockets.
He's funny, though, right?
He brought out orange slices. And
That's
Brian and I
funny, though.
Before the podcast started, we had a beautiful moment where we both agreed on Orange Cassidy being kind of shitty.
I think Orange Cassidy's a good wrestler. We're going to have him on the show someday.
There's no. I will. That will be the one episode that I miss. I will not talk to Orange Cat. I would never be able to be respectful to him.
Why?
You probably have to find another hobby if he comes on.
Yeah, I would have to find another hobby.
I don't know what happened here, but this guy gave it 1 star and says, "Go woke, go broke. Calling tabletop gamers to boycott this company. I will not spend another dime until they reverse their wokeness."
What?
Now,
do you
here's
have any
what
insight?
happened. Can I tell you what
Brian?
happened?
Yeah.
I do. You're not allowed to be half races anymore. And they don't even, I think they got rid of the term race from the game, because that was the thing about Dungeons. You picked your race in the game, and they were like, it's kind of weird.
They could just say species.
That's what they changed it to.
They changed it to species. Okay, yeah.
And then they said
I could see that pissing off a certain type of person for sure.
I mean, I agree. I don't know if it's problematic or whatever, but if even if one person's mad about it, who gives a shit? You can still it's not like they said it's called species, and if you call it race, we come and take all of your stuff out of your house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's around the early, 2011, 2012 or so, they started adding stuff in there that's like, by the way, if you want to play an orc, you can. They are not genetically evil necessarily.
Yes.
You know, you're allowed to give an orc a mom, and people were like, "Well, that's fucking it, man. I might as well." It's woke. Yeah.
The other woke thing, and I think you guys are gonna love this. The other woke thing is in, I believe, the most recent edition. They said before you start the game in session 0, which is the one where you're just setting stuff up, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, before you start the game, you pass around a sheet and people talk about the things that make them uncomfortable so that they don't come up in the game. People write down things that might make them uncomfortable so they don't come up in the game. And they're like, woke.
But why? Again, it's like you're playing with your friends.
I know.
Yeah. So it's like what, or people that you like, or that you're like, this is a friend group that's doing it for the most part. So it's like, isn't that just basic? That's like a nice thing to do amongst friends.
Well, you guys know I'm woke.
I know you're super woke, and so
and you went broke, of course.
I did.
He did
sort of on you.
He has gone broke, but it's because he spends all his money on dumb shit. It's not related to the woke thing.
Hey, I'm off candy, kind of.
Are you? Hey, congratulations.
Semi off candy.
Nice.
Okay, so
I eat a handful of peanut M&Ms at night, and then I eat a lot of cherries.
Cherries are not candy, just to be clear.
I know.
That's known as a fruit.
And they taste kind of like candy.
Yeah. No, there's a couple of them. There's a couple of them that do. What's another one that kind of does?
We get these little mini strawberries that taste like sweet tarts. They're incredible.
Yeah, the kiwi fruit. Kiwi fruit is something that you can slice up little kiwi fruit, and that kind of is candy-ish as well.
Not for me.
No. Okay.
It's furry and too vegetable-y.
Did you know that I think I've mentioned this before? I ate kiwi fruit like apple when I was younger.
That's because you're a weird kid.
Yeah, I would bite into the outside. It's because the sweet on the inside and the tart, the skin is really tart. And
you know why he did it, right?
Why?
Cheapness. He's Mr. Cheapy Refund.
Shut the fuck up. I just edited that episode.
Mr. Treatsy Refund.
I just edited that episode 2 weeks ago. That would have come out when you guys are listening. And I listen, please, Brian, stop.
Everybody say hi to Mr. Cheapy Refund.
Brian's going to get me back for my titty sucking. The story that I tell every single on a lot of the episodes by constantly bringing up Mr. Cheapy Refund and not allowing it to die.
He gets a lot of refunds, Branson, all the time.
This man's rather thrifty.
He's cheap.
This guy would bite into a kiwi rather than
I know.
Why would that? That seems like you've really sort of jackknifed.
You're trying to save money.
Why is that save money?
Because you're eating the skin for extra food.
The valuable skin.
So you're saying I'm so cheap.
Yeah.
I'm not even eating properly. I'm not even I'm saving money on food. Yeah, okay.
You're like, there's some room in my stomach. And
I do have a family. I am trying to save money. I will say that I have a family.
He gets so many refunds.
I have a young
guy
family.
Eats the sticker on an apple, having paid for the sticker.
Oh, that sticker's good. He goes, very greedy company, sells paper playing cards to addicts as if they're made of gold.
Oh.
Gives capitalism a bad name.
Oh, shit. Well-respected capitalism is dragging it through the mud.
A single mark on its record.
I love the idea. This guy is like, he spent too much money on the stuff, right? So that's the whole thing. He's just like, they're selling fucking paper cards to addicts, like, you know, people who can't stop or whatever.
Yeah, and I love that he's a capitalist. This whole thing's making me rethink capitalism.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey,
however we get you over to the good side, buddy. It's fine.
This guy is like canvassing for Mamdani now. In off election season.
He's become a hardcore socialist.
Yeah. He's a Marxist.
He goes, there will be paper printers that will put them out of business one day.
Well, there are.
Does he think? Yeah, wait.
There are paper
one day,
printers.
man, we'll be able to print on paper.
Maybe.
I mean, because even like he's saying that you need a special type of printer that prints on like that type of card stock or whatever, but those exist definitely, and you can buy them. Yeah.
Well, just wait.
We have 3D printers at this point.
Wait, what is
actually.
the post? Is that post from like the 30s?
It could be. It is from 2024. Guys, like one day there's going to be a
after the
printing press.
Industrial Revolution.
One day somebody will invent a printing press. Yeah. I'll be able to make my. Imagine the cheap Mr. Cheapy refund type of card. The guy that makes his own cards.
Oh God,
or stuff. Like, so now you're crazy.
Now listen, you don't have to. Cheapy refund is a specific thing. Getting refunds on products, finding ways to game the system. You can't just anything that's like
everything cheap.
Okay,
you're cheap.
Okay, all right.
So that guy's hoping they invent printers. This guy gave it one star. He goes scripted.
Sure.
Well, yeah, that's the whole.
This whole thing's scripted.
But it is a lot of it's improv. That's
like
one thing that I kind of take.
Wrestling.
I took.
Yeah. Was he on the wrong like subreddit or review?
He's on the wrong Trustpilot. He was supposed to be on WWE Trustpilot. Scripted.
He's on the whose line is it anyway?
Yeah.
Review board.
I believe that.
Yeah, dude, no, those guys are doing it in the moment.
How did you know, Branson? You are making a lot of references to deep cuts without even knowing it, because Brian also, maybe this was on the writer's room that we talked about this on my podcast, but Brian did believe that Whose Line Is It Anyways was scripted. That was the thing, like one of his heavy duty beliefs as a young person.
No, they are just that sharp. I'm just like on this frequency with you guys, I think.
No, you really are. You really are.
The problem is the songs, right? It's like they're doing these songs. I'm supposed to make it up. You're making a song up, like a country music song up, right here in front of me. Guys starts playing piano and they're singing songs. There's no way they just thought of that on the spot.
Why do you think Wayne Brady is the world's first billionaire? He earned that money by singing that well.
Yeah, these are the top improvisers. And by the way, what's the podcast called? There's a podcast where they do an improvised musical on every episode. There's like it's an actual I wish I remember. People will know what I'm talking about.
They write it in between episodes.
Scripted.
Okay, yeah.
But they can't, right? The whole concept, they're getting it on the spot. People are telling them, they're like getting suggestions or whatever.
Scripted.
Anyways. Yeah.
This guy goes, I used to like y'all, but it seems like the quality of what you offer goes down as years go by. That D&D advent calendar was a sick joke. The value of what you put in it is nowhere near the price you made us pay. It really feels like a nasty joke. Never again. This guy's discovering that they just put junk in advent calendar.
Yeah. Now, usually when I get an advent calendar, it's high quality.
And it's like, I get it. He expects it to be worth more than what he paid for the advent calendar. Like he expects to open one of them and there'll be like a gold brick in it or something like that. It doesn't make sense.
This guy deserves whatever misery is in his life. I think the other guys I think it's okay to criticize Wizards of the Coast. I'm sure they're evil.
Oh, well, then you're going to love this guy coming up.
Please.
Wizards of the Coast is garbage. 1 star. Subject line, betrayal. Wizards of the Coast is garbage. I personally will never pay money for anything having any connection to the Wizards of the Coast. Boycott. You should be ashamed of yourself. Good luck in the coming wars. I think napalm for you in your home would be a good start.
Whoa.
That's quite an escalation from a boycott.
That is a 1-star review, though.
That is a true 1-star review.
They should
all
let
you other
him
ones
give 0 stars.
Yeah, 1-star reviewer. All of you 1-star reviewers, take note. That's how you do a 1-star review. You threaten them with war.
Well, not just war, but like a war crime.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Napalm's
Stuff that's not
illegal.
even considered a. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That. I wonder. No insight as far as what happened there to make that person so angry.
My guess is the changes to the woke changes.
Yeah, it just seems more personal.
Because it's 2023.
Okay.
So it wasn't like the Charlie Kirk thing, which there are a lot of Charlie Kirk related.
Was there a D&D Charlie Kirk tie-in?
Yeah. They said something about somebody said something about Charlie Kirk. The guy's like, I think they should go to prison for that. But
wait. Sorry. Who said something?
The
about
reviewer.
Charlie?
On, I believe it was Trustpilot.
Oh, I see. So like maybe the company or something in some sort of a social media post made some comment
and
about
it was probably a guy, you know what I mean? A guy that just works for the company.
I think it would be awesome if Wizards of the Coast released a statement the day after being like, hey, by the way, I don't care. I think it's great that he got killed.
We don't like that guy.
Yeah, Wizards of the Coast think it's cool.
This is from September 11th, 2025. So it'd be several things.
Okay.
I mean, that was the day after.
He gives it 1 star and he says, comments proudly posted on social media celebrating the violent assassination of a free speech activist should result in immediate lawsuits and firing. Still hasn't happened. Why? So I didn't know what had happened, but that was the one I saw where it's
unless it was just like, it could have also been like 24 years since the greatest day in American history.
That would be good.
That would have also done it.
No, I like that. Let's go to this. This is from a subreddit called RPG Horror Stories.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just called Don't Bring It to the Table. In the year before finally getting divorced, my wife and I got to a point where we were fighting about almost every stupid thing near constantly. I was running a game that was basically an ad hoc combination of D&D 3.5 and Pathfinder 1st Edition with a few house rules. I ran it Monday and Tuesday nights in person at my house. I had 6 players, including my wife. 3 years into the game, and she still didn't know her sheet. Didn't really understand any of the rules.
Okay.
But she had an over-the-top, unforgettable, loony character, and she role-played her extremely well. One day, her and I had a huge fight about money. At the time, I was working for a garbage collection company. She wasn't working at all, and she could not understand why I was making $30,000 a year and we were still struggling. I tried explaining to her that $30,000 a year is not very much, and it was just getting our bills paid. She straight up accused me of having some kind of expensive drug problem or financing a secret family. We fight about this for most of the day.
Okay, if he's telling the truth about this, which I mean, I hesitate to believe everything that he's saying here, but if he is telling the truth, he is in the right here. If you're like, hey, I'm making $30,000 a year, and she's like, well, where's all the money going? And then like, are you a drug addict or do you have another family? It's like, yeah, maybe you want to get out of that relationship.
So far, I don't know if there's more of the post, but so far, this is at best tangentially an RPG horror story.
Well,
this is a marriage.
I have a feeling because it says keep it away from the table. I have a feeling like in the role play she starts mentioning it.
And if he's telling the truth, if that's what's coming, I think she's innocent. I think that's an amazing move.
It's funny. At the very least, it's very funny.
Very redeeming. It definitely it makes me feel a little bit more on her side, definitely, because it is very funny.
It's definitely like my concert theory, right? Is like you go to a concert, you either want it to be really good or really bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want it to be in between good and bad. You want it to be the greatest thing you've ever seen or the worst thing you've ever seen. Yeah. Because if it's the worst thing, you still got a good experience.
It's the same with the movie. It's the same with the movie. It's the same thing, right? Yeah. It's like a movie being so incredibly bad is very entertaining and fun a lot of the time.
I went to a Deftones concert where the lead singer was so drunk. I mean, was insanely drunk. And for some reason, he was wearing a big gold necklace. And he kept talking about it on stage, and then like just asked the band to cover "Fuck the Police," and they were like, "Well, they didn't know what to play, so they just started playing one of their songs, and he was singing "Fuck the Police." It was so weird. It was bizarre.
But you enjoyed it.
Loved it.
Yeah, that's my favorite. My most memorable concert ever is the Brian Jonestown Massacre, where Anton was like so drunk that he couldn't do anything at all, and it was just a complete fucking mess. That's like that, and then there's a White Stripes concert, which was so incredibly good and like amazing, and they just like played song into song, no talk in between, and played like an hour 45 minutes outside in the sun, and it was just beautiful. Those are my two favorite concerts. So that does your theory is
a friend of mine took me to a Tool concert in Pittsburgh one time, and what's his name, Maynard, he came out, he was like, "Hello, Cleveland," and that was the first thing he said. And one guy got so mad, the chairs in the he like broke one of them to like lift them over his head and like throw it, and was immediately pulled out by security. And I was like, this is the best concert I've ever been to.
Yeah, I've always talked about I went to see Willie Nelson and Sturgill Simpson one year, and Willie Nelson's old. I'm not saying anything bad about Willie Nelson, but he sounded bad, and the guitar sounded so bad.
Yeah.
And so
he's 140.
And his guitar is so, I know we've mentioned this on the show before. His guitar he uses his old guitar as well. It's like he needs a new guitar. Probably.
And it just sounded so bad. And it was, you're standing there, the first song plays and you're like, oh, this sounds really bad. But the band behind him sounds great.
Yeah.
It's the guitar over top of it that seems turned up really loud in the mix.
Yeah.
That sounds bad. And I'm just looking around at people figuring out, oh, this is going to be like the whole show. I loved it. So, because you could see guys being like, oh, no.
Oh,
one of my favorite concert experiences I wasn't even there for. A kid who rode my bus in middle school or early high school, he went to go see the Rolling Stones when the Strokes were like opening for them. And he came back and I was like, how were the Strokes? And he was so pissed. He said, those guys were unprofessional.
I love that. So it goes
Brian just saw the Strokes. He just went to see the Strokes.
They were actually really fucking good.
Were they pros?
Maybe a tiny bit too much comedy.
A little unprofessional as well.
Julian Casablancas was doing a lot of jokes.
He's sort of a cut up.
And I think he's sober. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't seem trashed or anything.
Well,
he just was like, and the venue's really nice. So he was like, I think he's just feeling, because it's in the middle of the woods. It's a very awesome venue. He goes, one day my wife is like, we got to go to another concert at Blossom.
I mean, that's where I saw the White Stripes at a place called Deer Lake Park. That's in the middle of the woods. And it's just like,
because it's right in the middle of a national park. So it's like there's beautiful.
Stanley Park, where in the middle of the woods, that's where I saw another fantastic concert, a certain Bert Kreischer and Whitney Cummings. I'm not sure if you know them, but I saw them in the middle of Stanley Park. It was a beautiful setting.
She straight up, we put our son to bed. The players came over and we sit down to play, and I picked back up where we had left off. The party had been lodged at an inn while picking up side quests to keep themselves busy until a major plot event happened. And the session was going to be mostly devoted to item creation, shopping, and general antics. At one point, my wife's character and the party fighter were in a shop while the fighter was trying to negotiate purchasing a magic weapon. During the role play, the shopkeeper says that the markup on the weapon in question was not much, and that he definitely wasn't getting rich on it for the price he was charging. Then my wife pipes up. I bet he didn't really pay much for it, and he's just shoveling the money into his other family. The way she said it was incredibly snarky and passive-aggressive. I tried to ignore it and move on. Throughout that one interaction there, she continued to make a few other jabs like that before the party fighter and merchant came to an agreement. I went to the party sorcerer, who was working on trying to gather material components to be able to craft an item. Again, my wife chimes in. These aren't that expensive. None of it adds up to 30,000 gold. So,
she's.
I told her to knock it off, and we continued to work at the price list. This guy, hey, I know you told her to knock it off. Maybe steer out of the shopping quest.
Yes. Well, But also, I mean, I imagine this guy's horror. I mean, truly, it's just like he's like, okay, my life is fucking falling apart or whatever. We're struggling. We're having these arguments. Let's at least enjoy our D&D, you know, like we can escape into this world where none of this exists. And then his wife is like, hello, yeah, guess what? It still fucking exists in here. Like,
that's still broken here too.
Well, something he sort of like skipped over a little that I think to me is like the linchpin of this whole thing. She jokingly accused him of having a secret family.
Yes. And he took it seriously.
It's pretty much over at that point, even if there's just a suspicion.
Yeah. If it like, unless it's a full on, but if she's saying anything like that, I think
she's joking, and maybe I'm wrong, but I honestly think it's a joke.
Yeah,
but like she's saying, "Oh, you have a secret family, ha ha," and he's taking
it's true. We don't know the tone of it.
serious.
It could be very joking, but it's like this guy. He probably feels a bit insecure, like, you know, like, oh, I'm making $30,000 and it's not enough to get by, and that feels bad. Like, that feels bad that I'm not providing enough, and then she's just like, well, what the fuck's going on, you know? Like, anyways,
broke.
Like we said, we're hearing his perspective on it, so
well,
it
also,
might
you
be...
got to keep in mind, this guy's actually making $15,000 a year because he's got to split it between two families. I think she's right.
Oh yeah, he could.
I think he's guilty.
And I do think I do think that like the idea
families on $30,000
at that point too, it's like that's like heroic that he's able to make it work.
Totally.
Fighting
you know
with
what?
your
You know
partner
who? Sorry,
is the
Brian,
worst
but
thing.
I have to say this. Do you know who could easily make $30,000 work across two families? Mr. Cheapy Refund. No problem.
I hate fighting with my wife in front of people. I've done it. Obviously.
It's the worst nightmare of a situation ever. Of course, to be in like everybody's uncomfortable because they all know that there's like so much more underneath this that they're not even seeing. There's all these roots that they don't even. It's just the most. And being around people, like a couple that's fighting, is fucking horrible.
It's
you know,
so
where
weird.
they're like jabbing at each other or whatever.
Yeah.
I told her to knock it off and we could, but again, he's the dungeon master and he doesn't have to make the entire mission related to shopping and money. He can steer out of that.
I don't think he should have to do that. I don't think it's on him, but you're right.
But
he can.
Could.
Yeah, he
and
could.
He's still making the problem worse.
Yeah.
By not doing it. She would make another couple of quips about only being able to afford certain components when it was convenient for the shopkeeper and other such things. Finally, I lost my cool and made a jab. Yeah, well, maybe the shopkeeper would have the extra for better components if his wife wouldn't keep spending it on stupid shit. That is not veiled,
so that's when everybody at the table then is like, oh, okay, so this is a thing that... Okay.
That's the part of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf where they start talking about the kid they lost. Like it's the night has ended.
Everyone's looking at each other uncomfortably.
Because maybe the shopkeeper should actually be honest with what he's doing with it. How much more honest is overhead and upkeep? If she would actually draw an income of her own and help them out, maybe they wouldn't be struggling so much.
Imagine being at this D&D game. Oh my God. They're like not even hiding it at this point. They're just like having a full-on fight about money. Yeah.
They're fighting it's so funny. He goes, at this point, the rest of the table became very quiet. Yeah, I'd imagine. Fully realizing that this was something we've been fighting about all day. And apparently we're not willing to let go.
I just pictured somebody not understanding that it's a real thing and be like, well, I could potentially help the shopkeeper out.
Allow me to loan the shopkeeper a few gold.
Yeah, the person who hasn't picked up on it.
Yeah. The group basically fragmented in three ways when my wife and I finally got divorced. She got a group with her cousin and her cousin's boyfriend. I got to keep my two friends, and I ultimately had to kick our roommate for something unrelated. So there you go. Big problem. Let's go to...
Married couple with a roommate's tough.
Yeah.
That I feel for all three in that scenario. We
had that, but it was like kindness. We brought my sister had let us live with her when we were fucked up. So I let her move in with us. That kind of thing.
And that's your sister. Amazon. That's your sister as well. This sounds like it was just a random roommate. Yeah.
Let's go to Amazon. This is Dungeons and Dragons 2024 Player Handbook. This is the core rule book.
So the rules change that often, or is this a money grab type situation where they're like, hey, we'll put out a new rule book every year so we can get some more money?
It's controversial. I think they're always fiddling with it, but I think they're thinking of the money when they do it.
Yeah.
You can skip them too. It seems like a lot of people just skip stuff they don't like anyway.
Yeah,
well, the first rule in the book that you like encounter is like, and by the way, guys, these are just suggestions. Like whatever's right at the table is right for you guys, which to me is like, well, why'd you write the rest of the book? Like this, I'm just playing pretend with my friends.
Yeah. It's like, that's what I'm a little bit confused about. Like you talk about like what the rules are that are actually important that you actually have to follow. Do those exist?
It's like, yes, there are rules that at a certain point, if you're, it's like, are you even playing D&D if you don't?
Yeah.
Like use a sheet or whatever. But like, so there's the rules that exist, but it's like, I mean, it's the way like anyone reads like the Bible or something where it's like, well, I'm going to pick and choose what out of here applies to me.
Yeah.
This guy gives it 1 star and he goes, don't own the book, but flip through it. I don't know what happened to the game I grew up with back in the 80s, but this game and company is more focused on DEI than making an actual good game. What goes on in the real world should not be in this game. I guess orcs can no longer be offended since they're no longer considered monsters. LOL. Play Dungeon Crawl Classics or some other TTRPG that actually care about a game and not offending everyone.
But can't you just play this game and play it the way you want to?
Play it as offensive as you want. Play a racist game.
Yeah, play racist D&D if you want to.
You clearly want to.
It's sad that we know there is probably a racist D&D game.
Oh, I guarantee there are,
Yeah. This guy goes, Wizards of the Coast have moved on from me, and that's fine. I have 1E, 2E, 3.5E, skipped 4. And almost all the glorious 5E books, they eliminated half races and adopted the Fortnite aesthetic. The bards are now 2024 rock stars, and the medieval fantasy theme is all but abandoned. They're complying with the orders their shareholder overlords, and I have no quarrel with that. It's a business, and
5 stars.
It is 1 star, but I love the idea that it's like they're complying to their shareholders, and that's not the problem. Yeah, I understand.
What are we building to here?
I have no quarrel with that. It's a business, and I fortunately have a choice. Just one thing. What I do have a quarrel with is the elimination of the narrative and making D&D so generic, and removing from the canon rules the real-world issues, which are very much present in today's world. Hey, it's Hasbro. They sell toys and follow the market trends, so now the art contains more purple. So, it's mad. This guy says, as soon as Hasbro Wizards of the Coast screwed over its fan base by making piss-poor books in terms of quality, also in terms of writing, I knew that D&D 5e and now D&D 5.5e have made D&D a joke to most hardcore gamers. The absolute pandering to pseudo-progressive ideologies has made D&D and TTRPGs as a whole incredibly worse for the most part. I don't recommend this. So, a lot of people are mad about it being woke. Like
that you can't.
That's something we ran into also with Warhammer.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
like that. Like some of there was a good part of the episode where we're reading really mad guys that and we actually it's really funny because on the Sneaker Guys episode, we read a review of a Nike store where the guy's like, "Listen, this review has nothing to do with Colin Kaepernick." And then proceeds to give it a 1-star review. And it's like, this had everything to do with
Of course it did.
Colin Kaepernick. This guy goes, I'm glad Prime allows us refunds. Else I would have been livid being stuck with this hot garbage. This is not what Dungeons and Dragons is about. Wizards of the Coast, quote, modern staff, unquote, are profiteering off a genius man's idea whilst denigrating him at the same time. This book contains... hand signal for I'm uncomfortable. Again, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, you don't have to do
not do that.
Well, the idea that somebody might be able to defend themselves or establish a boundary is like completely anathema to these people.
Yeah, that somebody that you care about and want to like continue a friendship with might be able to sort of speak up and say like, hey, I'm not enjoying this. It's making me uncomfortable and making it unenjoyable. That's terrible to them. But also, yeah, you don't have to do it. There's no cameras. You're not playing it on TV. There's no official league or anything like that with rules. You can just take the things that you don't agree with and not use them, which sounds like, as Branson's saying, people are doing that anyways with all kinds of elements, not just the woke ones. They're just like, hey, we don't want to use this element of the games or whatever, so we're not going to.
I've actually been hired to go to do surprise inspections of games to see if they're woke.
Yeah, to make sure that they're still that they're doing all of the that they're not calling orcs monsters or whatever. That's
such a funny thing to worry about.
Yeah, to be
what
like,
are the centaurs' pronouns?
A checklist of things that will offend me to hand out around the table. The word race now replaced with species. Superfluous pandering much. Half race is removed because the half race construct is inherently racist. Wizard of the Coast actual quote. Cacophonous AI artwork that resembles a medieval past full of sugar fairies, clowns, catwalks, and bright cosplay.
Is that
Orcs
true?
Have been,
Wait, is there AI art in there?
Is there AI?
That's what they're saying. This is 2024, which would be a book written in 2023. So there was AI at the time.
Yeah.
But it wasn't
I don't
as prevalent.
think it was as adopted by that point by like places. But again, like everywhere I go, there's AI.
But I hate it, and I do, and I do. If
you guys have flyers in your city,
I see them all over the place.
Crazy.
Ice cream trucks with it driving by,
Also, restaurants that'll put an AI version of their food on the sign outside. I'm like, I'm not eating there. That's not the food. That's the computer food.
Yeah, I hate AI, and I try to not, but it is hard. It's taking over in a lot of ways.
I'll keep fighting against it. I'm with them. If it's in the book, fuck the book for sure. But like these other complaints are,
I know
the other complaints are really silly. But the AI thing does, like when I read that thing about A24 movies, having the Google AI deal and like sticking up for it and saying, hey, we want to have a spot at the table. And it's like, what do you mean, the Algonquin round table?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, you want to sit down with Boutros
Ghali at the Algonquin round table? No, but it really did upset me. I was like, fuck you guys. You guys are like supposed to be this cool movie production company, like leading it. You know what I mean? Like you are like a tastemaker or whatever in this field of like creativity. It's really inexcusable for you to be adopting and like openly embracing AI. It really is inexcusable. And I will say, I think that I may give A24 movies a miss. I mean, I think like things that are produced by them, I might just not go watch them in theaters at all or support them.
It feels like we're in the era of the time when people are like, I will not do stuff in Saudi Arabia. And then people start going over there and there's a big controversy about it. And now we're in the era where it's just like everything goes over there and they do you know what I mean? The comedy festival, which that Bill Burr talked shit about Beyonce doing a thing in Saudi Arabia in like in the 2010s. Yeah. And it's like now he goes over there to get enough money to buy a helicopter or whatever.
Yeah, now we're next. These celebrities are sick individuals. Because I've been watching, sports like the World Cup. So the World Cup is on TV. So I don't watch TV very often. I just watch streaming or whatever, so you don't see the ads.
I don't even have a television.
Well, I do. It's right beside me. I have a big television. But you know what I mean. You don't see those like regular type ads when you're just watching like Netflix and Prime and shit like that. But I've been seeing a bunch of these ads, and it's really like there's one for the World Cup where it's like Steve Carell and David Beckham and Lionel Messi, and they're like having a party with Lay's, and they're like, we don't have enough Lay's for our party. And they're like going out to the grocery store and bringing. They're like, oh, who's that at the door? And it's Lionel Messi. It's like, Messi, you have $1 billion. You're the most famous footballer in the world, maybe athlete in the world. And like, why are you doing a fucking Lay's commercial? Like Seth Rogen is doing like DoorDash and shit commercials. And it's like they could never have enough money. Something has happened. Maybe it's always been like this, but where it's like, I feel like those big stars used to only do ads overseas because they
That's
recognized,
because they were like, well, no one's gonna watch. I mean, millions of Japanese people will watch it, but nobody who I know personally is going to watch it.
And
I think they think that now, where it's like everyone's just watching streaming. They're not going to see my DoorDash commercial.
But it's like this is pathetic, man. It's pathetic that it's embarrassing, and they don't seem to care anymore about that. They're like, they have these like management groups or whatever that are just like, it's one day of shooting and you get $20 million. And now that like sort of embarrassment of doing a Lay's ad for the most famous people in the world is gone now. And they just think it's okay to do or whatever. Yeah,
I think the pendulum swung so far from like the 90s, like don't be a sellout. Then it's like we could bring it back a little
bit. Yeah.
I've been saying that for a while, Brett. I'm like, I'm back on like you're a sellout if you do a fucking commercial or something like that. Like I let it slide for some of the like indie rock acts or whatever that were like, oh, they put my song in a bank commercial. And it's like, you know what? This guy doesn't have $1 billion.
Yeah. I totally give those
nice
people
for him to get a little bit of money.
And it's hard to make money
Kurt Vile. There was a whole Kurt Vile thing, right? Where his song was in a Bank of America commercial during Occupy Wall Street or whatever. And people got mad at him. He was like, it's just not something I think about. Yeah. And he's not a rich guy. He's probably not a millionaire or anything. So like, it's like, okay, like I guess I can give that a slide. But then when you see a guy like Larry David on an AI ad, you're just like, or a crypto ad. That Larry David was on a crypto ad.
And Tom Brady and all that. They did the crypto ad. Yeah.
Tom Brady is like when we were doing crypto guys, I found a weird NFT. Tom Brady launched some weird NFT site, and I don't remember what it was or anything. It was just NFTs, and it's like these guys, they suck. I
wish we could start shaming them again, really. And it just doesn't matter because I think regular people don't care about it. And it's like the pendulum swung too far, like you said, Branson, where it's like, there's more important things to worry about. But I wish there was more like shaming of them on social media and stuff, or just like shaming them about like, what the fuck is your why are you doing this Visa commercial? Why do you need this money? Like, what is your problem?
It should be embarrassing for Seinfeld.
It should be embarrassing.
Anytime, by the way, they're like, oh, there's more important stuff to worry about. It's like, you've underestimated how unimportant I am. That's fine. I'll play in the mud.
Let's read a couple.
I don't think Seinfeld, sorry, Brian, but I don't think Seinfeld's embarrassed by much anymore. I will say that.
I guess like, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon or something like that. Where it's like
Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen being on these fucking DoorDash or whatever, skip the dishes ads or whatever. It's like, I just look at him and I'm like, that's fucking pathetic that you're doing that.
It looks bad. This is a review from Common Sense Media, my favorite movie review website, of Dungeons and Dragons, the 2001 motion picture. Which
did they do it? What
they did a recent one. We'll read like 2 reviews of that too.
They did the recent one that had Chris Pine in it,
and
right?
I liked that.
I liked that movie
a
lot.
To be fun.
I liked it a lot. I liked the practical effects in it. I thought it was like super good, and I thought it was like a good adventure movie. I really enjoyed it.
I wish it would have made money so they could make another one because I really had a good time. I don't even like fantasy stuff either.
Yeah,
and I had a good time at that.
I had a great time. Yeah.
This guy says, but this is the 2001 one, which is widely known as really bad. It has Marlon Wayans in it.
It's pretty rough,
From Scary Movie.
From the fantastic Scary Movie 6. Don't bother with this one. Has anyone seen the cartoon of D&D from the 1980s? Well, forget that. That was actually 10 times better than this piece of dreck. I only watched the first half hour of this movie and then couldn't get up fast enough to take the tape out of my VCR. Thank God I recorded it off of HBO and didn't rent the movie. I would have wanted my money back. The characters are lame. The dialogue is even worse. Did a 10-year-old write this script? No. A 10-year-old would have written a better one.
Oh.
Stay away from this.
Oh, shit.
Stay away from this piece of garbage. I was expecting a cool sci-fi movie. Instead, I just wasted my time.
When is this review from?
This review is from 18 years ago.
Okay.
Which might still be like recorded it off of HBO VCR era.
Yeah.
A little late for that. I know we all think like 18 years from 2026 is like what? 2014?
I think it's 2008.
2000. Yeah, I wasn't recording shit off. I wasn't using I had a DVD collection then. And
That's weird.
There's 2 reviews I got here for Honor Among Thieves, the new one. This one's 4-star. Took my nearly 7-year-old. He absolutely loved it. It's definitely not scary or gory. There's a bit more swearing than I'd have liked, but my son's never repeated swear words, so I suppose that's up to the parents to decide if it's suitable or not.
Yeah.
Your son's
I think it's funny that he says his son is almost 7. That's that means your son is 6.
Yeah, your son's 6. What are you like? That's the way he would describe his age.
You picking up tics from your son?
And the swear word thing is so funny because he didn't say it in front of you. Your kid's saying a swear word.
Your kid's
I'm
swearing,
sorry.
dude.
Like you just can't stop him from doing it.
Your kid is swearing and he's throwing pennies at other kids. There's no getting out of it.
And he's thinking about 69.
Well, probably not at that age.
You never know. They grow up so fast.
That's a bit young
days.
to be thinking about 69.
They grow up so fast.
I think, when you're 8, almost 9, maybe then you can.
Yeah.
Okay, finally, he goes, I watched this movie with a friend, but it was a bore. I'm a nerd. I play Dungeons and Dragons. This was a joke. It was so predictable. I knew how it would end from the beginning.
Oh, shit. I love the movie figure outer. The guy who's just like, listen, in a mystery, it's not even a mystery movie.
No, it's just a fun action movie.
Yeah, it's not the type of movie that you're meant to be trying to figure out what's going to happen or whatever.
I knew from the beginning that good would triumph over evil. Not impressed.
1 star. He gave it 2 stars, and he just goes, that's not how a campaign is meant to work. What is this?
Yeah, because it was watchable.
Because it's a movie. Can you imagine if they filmed one of your terrible 3-year campaigns?
This movie wasn't 4.5 hours of me and my friends litigating bullshit.
Yeah, and some guy should write the movie about the guy that's the dungeon master that's getting divorced from his wife.
That's a funny movie idea where it's like the D&D part of it is like filmed. Do you know what I mean? So you're actually like seeing it, but it's like a D&D game, and it's like the thing is melding together the like actual stuff happening and the problem. That's a decent idea for a movie.
Yeah, I'll write it. Well, that is D&D, guys. That was so fun. Branson, thank you for doing the show. Would you like to plug anything?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'd like to speaking of D&D, guys, I'd like to plug Rude Tales of Magic, my podcast where we play D&D, and it's none of this bad stuff. It's all the good stuff.
I mean, I can imagine. Listen, it was a treat. This is the first time I've ever met you for real.
This is great.
I've read a lot of your comics and stuff and admired you from online for a long time. It was a treat to meet you. And I'll be honest with you. A lot of the time when we do this subject matter and I'm like, this is the lamest shit ever. I never want to hear about this ever again. But this made me kind of interested in D&D in a little bit. And I think maybe I might listen to some of your, do you feel like it would be a good way to introduce myself to D&D?
No, but I think it's fun, but it isn't a good intro to D&D. We're barely playing the game. It's mostly a comedy podcast.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's why I like it. That's what's fun about it. Check it out.
Yeah, it would be fun.
I think most people here probably don't want to get into D&D. They probably just find you funny, so they probably will want to listen to the podcast. I've
got a perfect podcast for them.
I feel like I do want to learn about this.
I'd like to play with Chris.
Yeah, maybe we could play.
What I'll say? If you want a podcast, I'm not affiliated with them, but they're good. The Not Another D&D podcast. They play it well. They're funny. I like them a lot. That's a better way to learn how the game actually works.
That's fun. Okay.
Maybe we could play. Maybe we could master for you.
Maybe we could play. Yeah, Brian.
We could Hot Wife play.
Sorry?
We could do it on Hot Wife.
Oh, on the Hot Wife tier. Okay.
We can have Hot Wife play.
I thought you were
We're going to be hanging out in October. We're going to be hanging out in October. I'm bringing the old lady with me.
Yeah, I mean,
you want to fuck her? We'll see y'all next week. Goodbye.
Ever.